Recently, Web Warrior Fanatic made a video talking about how the idea that Doctor Strange can take out the strong villains on expert mode with 25 blank cards isn't true. He fought Ultron and Klaw and lost to both, and he got a lot of criticism over this. His main point was that because of the myth that he is strong enough to handle villains on expert mode, and some people even saying Venom Goblin on expert mode with 25 blank cards in his deck makes him overrated. I've been wanting to make a similar video, but from a different angle. Doctor Strange's Invocation deck is incredibly powerful, and the idea that Doctor Strange doesn't need to build a deck is harmful to new players that don't have the same level of success with him. I saw multiple people saying how it made them feel better to see that Doctor Strange, while being powerful, is exaggerated in how strong he actually is. And even though he is still definitely the strongest, or at least close to the strongest hero in the game, depending on how you look at it, he isn't an auto-win character that can never lose. This misconception about him not needing anything other than the Invocation deck has also caused harm in a different way. I've seen many times people saying that they get stuck with the wrong card on the Invocation deck and then it ruins the game for them. And if people were building around his entire kit instead of just the Invocation deck, I feel like it would mitigate that problem and also highlight how interesting the rest of his cards can be. So, if you take a look at his cards, here are a couple of his strongest cards from his Invocation deck. Winds of the Tomb, 0 cost, lets you draw 3 cards. That's crazy. And like Images of Icon, 1 cost, confuse the villain, remove 4 threat from a scheme. That's really good. He has another one that like deals 7 damage and stuns, and another one that's 1 cost that lets you place up to 3 tough status cards. So the idea is like you play Master of the Mystic Arts, draw 3 cards, put it back on top, and then draw 3 cards again. So you've drawn 6 cards in 1 turn, which is incredibly powerful. But it's not always going to line up like that. Like, you're not always going to get the card on top that you need, which is what people are talking about. Specifically the one that says that you can switch a status card. That one, if there's no status card to switch, is kind of a dead card on top, so you'll need like Wong or your alter ego ability to get rid of it. And then if it comes out at the wrong time, maybe you just lose the game. But what I want to do is point out like how good all of his other cards are, not just for cycling his Invocation deck. So if you look at his Cloak of Levitation, it says exhaust the Cloak of Levitation and ready Doctor Strange, which the reason people want to use that for just the Invocation deck is because Spell Mastery is an action that says exhaust Doctor Strange and pay the cost of the top card of the Invocation deck and resolve its special. So most people look at the Cloak as like play 2 cards off the top of your Invocation deck, which a lot of times that's going to be the strongest thing you can do. But also, if you look at his stats, he has 2 thwart and 1 attack. And on like, especially early on in the game, if you're trying to mitigate threat, having the ability to thwart 2, ready, and then thwart 2 again is incredibly powerful. And it opens up a lot of different builds for him. So if you like look at Magical Enhancements, a card that is seldom played, it says place under any player's control. Your hero gets +1 thwart, +1 attack, and +1 defense, and when the round ends, discard Magical Enhancements. So what you can do with that is like, let's say you need to thwart a side scheme. You would play that, you get 3 thwart, you can thwart 3 off of the side scheme, and single player that will finish it. And then you ready up, you can thwart 3 off the main scheme if you need to, or another side scheme. And then on the villain phase, you'll be able to play defend for 3. And then when the next phase starts, you can ready the Cloak, and then you're back to having 2 thwart or 1 attack if you need it. So that's a combo that's built into his kit that doesn't depend on the Invocation deck, that can be very strong. Also, Magical Enhancements you can put under any player's control. So if you give that to someone like Quicksilver or Star-Lord that does really big turns, that can be extremely powerful. And then his other cards here, we have Magic Blast, deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top card of your deck, and then depending on the printed resource, you'll either stun, deal 2 damage, confuse the enemy, or all of the above. And I really like this attack event. It's not like the strongest attack event for damage, but if you get to deal 5 and stun, or deal 5 and confuse, that's really good. And then if you deal 7 instead of placing a status card, that is still fine. It's like not ideal, but in certain situations that'll be what you need. And then if you build your deck around like wild resources and get all of those off that, so like dealing 7 damage, stunning, and confusing an enemy for 3 cost is like absolutely amazing. I really like that card, and it's strong too. And then Astral Protection, the thwart event, choose a scheme, remove 3 threat from that scheme, look at the top card of the encounter deck, and then for each boost icon on that card, remove 1 additional threat from the chosen scheme. So sometimes you'll even get to thwart for 6 with just a 2-cost event. That's amazing. And then also you get to look at the top card of the deck. You don't reveal it or search for it or anything like that. So because you're looking at it, you'll also know what boost card you get. So then you can know that if you need to defend with an ally or if you can just use your defense to block, that's really good. And then Protective Ward. When a treachery is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. So like if you imagine something like Under Fire, the expert card that says Surge and Winterfield reveal the top card of the encounter deck, that would cancel all of its effects. So it wouldn't surge or do that. That's an incredibly powerful cancel. And so these cards are really good that he has access to. And I didn't even mention all of them. He has like a good support that lets you shuffle a spell into your deck, which all of these are spells. So you can grab whatever one you want and then draw a card in Alter Ego. And he has another 2-cost wild resource generator. Like, he has good options in his deck. You don't have to just play the Invocation deck. So because of that, he has viable builds in like every single one of these aspects. And aggression, you can get combat training on yourself and like maybe even Godslayer or something. Bump up your basic attack and then ready with your cloak, and suddenly you're dealing like a lot of damage with your basic attack while also being able to thwart for 4 with your cloak whenever you need it, which is something that aggression can struggle with. Because he can just like innately thwart so much, putting him in aggression is actually really good because then that fixes his like low/unreliable damage output. And justice is really good because you can just like lean into thwarting, especially in multiplayer. If you're playing justice and leaning around the cloak and like heroic intuition and have other thwart events, you can really like thwart for like a multiplayer game and be the thwarter that the table needs. And also you have control options. You have like confuses that you can do, which will let you flip down and then cycle the Invocation deck if you need to, stuff like that. And there's just like strong allies and events in Justice that are really fun to play. Leadership, a lot of people say it's like the strongest for any character, because like obviously the idea here is you like get Wong out and then you spam some allies out and then you use the one where you get 3 tough statuses down and you can like block for the whole table. But also you can just play a normal leadership deck with him and it doesn't have to cycle around just Wong. Leadership is solid for him. But I would say with leadership, it's encouraging you to lean harder into the Invocation deck than you normally would have to in the other aspects. But then again, I'm not saying it's bad. It's like probably his strongest aspect, if I had to guess. But yeah, it's a viable. And protection, because of the built-in ready with your cloak, there's some really fun, like, give yourself extra defense, use your magical enhancements, block for 4, and do like a perfect defense build. Like, Doctor Strange can do that. And then, like I said, like a lot of heroes, when they're doing a perfect defense build, like maybe they don't have a lot of thwarting, but because Doctor Strange has inherent thwarting here, it's still really powerful to do protection. And then you also get access to like Brother Voodoo and stuff like that, and Iron Fist, which can help you with the status cards if you want to do that build. And then also it will add like less dead targets for your status card invocation. So there are viable builds here for like every single aspect, in my opinion, that you don't just have to rely on the Invocation deck to do. So to highlight the rest of Doctor Strange's kit and show that he is good enough to take on expert villains without the Invocation deck at all, I played Klaw on expert, and I removed my Invocation deck from the play at the very beginning of the game. I didn't use a single Invocation the entire game, which also meant that every time I saw my Master of the Mystic Arts card, which is normally one of Doctor Strange's best cards, it was essentially a blank for me. And then when I built the deck, I purposefully didn't choose leadership because I didn't want people to think that the only way to do it would be to play like OP leadership builds, because it's commonly viewed as just like the strongest aspect. And I think I agree with that it's just like the builds available in leadership to just bring allies out are so powerful that it is often, you can just like copy and paste leadership decks onto other heroes. So I didn't want to do that. And then another one of Strange's main weaknesses is minion hordes with high health, and Klaw with the Masters of Evil set does that very well. So I thought he would be a good test villain, especially on expert mode here. And I also didn't want to build an aggression deck that just countered the minions entirely. So what I did was I chose Justice. And the gameplay was really long, so I'll give you a summary just in case you don't want to watch the whole thing. But at the start of the game, I got Shadow of the Past, and my Nemesis came out. And then right after that, I got 2 copies of Counterspell, making it so that if I played an event it would cancel its effects and discard it instead, and that was brutal. I was still able to fight through it though, build out, and eventually win. So I hope that this video encourages people to not rely so heavily on the Invocation deck. Since it is random what you have on top, I think it's healthier for the game, and more fun to build decks that function independent of what card is on top of your Invocation deck. And when the card on top of the deck is useful for you, to just treat it as a boon. And I'm really glad that Web Warrior Fanatic started this discussion about Doctor Strange, and I felt like he did a really good job of pointing out some unhealthy perceptions of Doctor Strange, especially that harm like new players that just feel bad if they can't win with Doctor Strange or if something goes wrong when they play him. And I want to continue the conversation, and by the end of this, I'm hoping that more people will find a way to enjoy the hero, and new players won't feel like they're bad at the game if they can't take on every difficult villain on their first try. So now I'll throw up the gameplay, and I encourage you to watch it, but again, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but it was a very interesting playthrough, and I am really happy to say that like I was able to win with Doctor Strange, no Invocation deck, with against Klaw on Expert, who a lot of people view as like Klaw is the test villain, even on Standard to test if your deck is good, and on Expert, if you can beat Klaw on Expert with a deck, that's a sign that your deck is actually really good. And this deck that I threw together, I did just throw it together. I don't think it is like a perfectly optimized deck or anything like that. So I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so setting up Klaw, I already got these side schemes out. Zero's on the main scheme. He starts with 18 health. This causes me to put Defense Network into play. Advance to stage 1B. I'll shuffle up the deck and discard a minion. Discard until I get a minion and put it into play, engage with the first player. This isn't good. It's taking so long. Okay, I got Weapons Runner. Klaw searches for the Immortal Klaw, bringing him up to 28 hit points. Now it's my turn, so I'll shuffle up. Okay, and then draw up to my hand size. Okay, so I definitely want to play Ironheart and yeah, that on the first turn. So 2 for Ironheart, that draws me a card. And I can pay 3 for Professor X and keep Under Surveillance in my hand. That sounds good. I will keep this hand. Okay, so I'll flip up. Pay 2 for Ironheart. She'll let me draw a card. And then, yeah, I'll just pay 3 for Professor X. And then they will thwart 3, or Professor X will finish Mortal Klaw and confuse Klaw when he comes in. Ironheart and Doctor Strange will finish the Defense Network. And that ends my turn. I'll draw up to my hand size now. Okay. Now main scheme's going to go by 1. Klaw's going to attack me, but I'll block with Professor X. He gets 2 boost cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. Weapons Runner will attack me, and I'll take that damage. Then I'll get an encounter card. Shadow of the Past. Okay. Baron Mordo comes into play. And Open the Dark Dimension comes into play. And these shuffle in. When this says, place the top card of the Invocation deck face down onto the scheme. When defeated, shuffle each Invocation card here into the Invocation deck. Okay, so I don't really have to do that because I'm not playing with the Invocation deck. Okay, now it's my turn. I think from this position, I will just get Miles out. And then Miles will come in with +2 attack. Take out Baron Mordo. And then Ironheart will stick around as a blocker. Also, he should have 18 health because I finished that side scheme. Okay. B-Cop could be really good here. So, 2 threat, or and +1 from the Dark Dimension as well. And now Klaw is going to attack me. I'll block with Ironheart. Boost, deal 1 damage to each hero, so I take 1 damage. Weapons Runner attacks me for 1. I'll take that. I get an encounter card. Attached to your hero, when you play an event, cancel its effects and discard it. Then discard this card. So I'll probably wait to play an event until I get Spiritual Meditation then. Yeah. And that ends the villain phase. I really need my cloak here. The cloak is one of the best things. Miles will take out this weapon runner though. I think I'll get B-Cop. And then we're at 3 with these two. Yeah, that'll end my turn there. Ooh. That is rough. I need all these cards. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 1. Claw attacks me. I will block with Miles. 2 damage. Takes out Miles. And then I get 1 encounter card. Another one of those. Okay. Now it's my turn. I think I have to hold Nick Fury in my hand here because I can't afford to lose my cloak. E-Cop will grab a threat off here. I think Doctor Strange will also grab 2 off of there. I'll pay 2. I think to get the Sorcerer Supreme on this turn. And then I'll have 6 hand size. So that'll be good. I'll also flip down because he's confused right now. And then I'll end my turn. I'll try to play the Cloak and Nick Fury on the next turn. Okay, so I'll drop to my hand size. A double here would be nice. Double, please. Okay. That's rough. So I have to lose the Eye of Agamotto or my cloak. I don't think I can afford all of this. Okay, I'll probably just play Nick Fury and the cloak. Okay, main scheme goes up by 1. Claw doesn't scheme because he's confused, and I get an encounter card. Attached to Claw, +1 attack. After he damages a character, stun that character. Spend a Shawarma to get rid of it. Okay, now it's my turn. I will pay 4 to get Nick Fury. I'll draw 3 cards with him. Okay, and then I will pay 2 to get my cloak. I will recover up to 10. I'll flip up. Ready. B-Cop will grab a threat here. Nick Fury will attack for 2. And then Doctor Strange will finish this here. And then I'll ready up. Drop to my hand size, which is now 6. Nice. This is going okay. Maybe I can actually get rid of this. Okay. Forced interrupt. When you play an event, cancel its effects and discard it, then discard this card. Okay. So I think I'll have to actually resolve that twice. So main scheme goes up by 1. Nick Fury will block Claw's attack. 4 damage. Takes out Nick Fury. Then I'll get a card here. Melter. Okay, now it's my turn. So I will place this on the main scheme. And then what will I do here? I can grab another threat with B-Cop, or I could discard B-Cop and get rid of Melter now. Because I can't play an event because of the counterspell here. So I think I will actually just use my Genius, Energy, and Physical to get rid of the Sonic Converter, because I don't have anything better to do right now. And then I will discard my B-Cop, deal 3 damage to Melter, and then ready, and then take out Melter, and then flip to Alter Ego. And I think I'll discard this as well, because Spiritual Meditation is really the only thing I can effectively get rid of that with. Okay. And I get one more card. Nice. Okay, this goes up by 1. Claw schemes for 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it up to 7. And then I get 1 encounter card. Master Plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. If there are no side schemes, discard from the top until I get one and reveal it. Okay, I didn't get one, but the cost is fulfilled because I discarded the whole encounter deck. And then I get an acceleration token instead. That's kind of bad, but maybe it's not horrible. Yeah, okay. So I need to play Arrows here. So I'll flip up. I'll spend 2 to play Arrows. And then Doctor Strange will thwart 4 with the cloak. Arrows will thwart 2, bring it down to 1. And then I will get Counterintelligence onto the board. Okay, and then I'll drop to my hand size. Oh, Wong could be pretty good here and keep me healthy. Okay, main scheme goes up by 2 now instead. Claw is going to attack me. I'll block with arrows. 3, 4, 5 damage total. I get 1 encounter card. The villain in each mini engaged with you attacks you. I will block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage. I blocked 2, so I take 3. Now it's my turn. Okay, so I will pay for Wong here. And then I will exhaust Wong to heal 1 from my identity. Already with the cloak, I'll thwart 2. And then I have kind of a dud hand here. Because Agent Coulson doesn't do anything for me. Because I think this is my only preparation card I have in the deck. Probably should have added another one. Yeah, so that ends my turn, and I'll just have to discard all of these. I think I'll stay up as well. I'll drop to my hand size of 6. Nice, 1 spiritual meditation will help here. I need to get rid of those counter spells. I got Agent Coulson again. Okay. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 2. Claw's gonna attack me. I will block. 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. I blocked 2, so I take 2. Then I get 2 encounter cards here. Armored Guard and Assault. I'm gonna get attacked again, so I'm just gonna hope I don't die here. 1, boost, exhaust each ally you control. 2, 3, 4. So I did live. And now it's my turn. I will Spiritual Meditation to get rid of one of these counter spells. I'll play Professor X. He will confuse the villain. Also, this minion has tough. And then he'll thwart 3 off the main scheme. I'll ready up with my cloak. I will flip down and recover. Or I could stay up. I'm just worried that if I take 2 damage from an effect... Yeah, but I think I need to risk it here. I will stay up to get the 2 turns of freedom from Klaw from Professor X. Okay, main scheme goes up by 2. He's attacking me. I will block with Professor X. Yeah, 4, 5 damage. Glad that wasn't on a scheme activation or something. The Armored Guard attacks me. I will block that, so I don't take any damage. And then I get an encounter card. The villain attacks me, so I'll have to block with Long Hair, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3 damage. Takes out Wong. Okay, now it's my turn. Already with the cloak. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get... Is Daredevil the best way here? Or can I afford Eros and Beat Cop? I think I can. So I'll play Eros and Beat Cop. It's a little better. I used a mental to pay for Eros so I can confuse this Armored Guard. And then Eros will thwart 2 off the main. I'll flip down with Doctor Strange and recover. And Beat Cop, or sorry, instead of that, Eros thwarting 2, I want to grab it 1 with Beat Cop first. And then Eros will, I think, attack and ping off this tough status card. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and then the main scheme will be at 1 instead. And I'll ready up, drop to my hand size. Nice, main scheme goes up by 2. Claw doesn't activate, and neither does the Armored Guard, and I get 1 encounter card. It's Radioactive Man. And now it's my turn. So I'll recover, get up to 8. I'll flip up. I'll pay for Nick Fury using these 4 resources. Nick Fury will let me draw 3 cards. Nice. Okay. Already Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange will thwart 2. Beat Cop will grab a threat off the main. I'll play Dazzler here. I can confuse an enemy, so I'll confuse Klaw. And then Nick Fury and Eros will take out the guard. And then Dazzler will attack for 2 on Radioactive Man. Already up. I'll discard my Magic Blast. Okay, I really need to see another Spiritual Meditation here. Main scheme goes up by 2. He attacks me for 2. I will block with Nick Fury here. 4 damage total. Takes out Nick Fury. Radioactive Man attacks me. I have to discard a random card from my hand after he attacks me. I'll take the 1 damage here. Yeah, I don't actually. Do I want to take the damage here? I think I will take the damage here. And then I discard a random card from my hand. Play the Trap's gone. And then I get 1 encounter card. Whirlwind comes out. Okay, now it's my turn. So I will have Doctor Strange thwart 2. Ready with the cloak. Dazzler will attack Radioactive Man for 2. I'll get out the Eye of Agamotto. I'll use that and these 2 resources to play Magic Blast, but it'll get countered by Counterspell. Then, to avoid damage, I will flip down and recover. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good here. And Beat Cop will grab. Did I already grab a threat with Beat Cop? Oh, I needed to do that before I thwarted with Strange. Everything else would have been the same, except there's a threat here. Drop to my hand size of 6. Okay, main scheme goes up by 2. Klaw doesn't activate. These 2 scheme for 2. I get 1 encounter card. Shadow of the Past again. Okay. When revealed, reveal your set aside Nemesis minion and put it in play. Engage with you. Nemesis minion. So my Nemesis minion is not set aside anymore, so I don't have to reveal that. Reveal your set aside Nemesis side scheme. That's not in play anymore. Shuffle the rest of your set aside. Okay, this doesn't actually do anything. If your Nemesis main does not enter the game this way, this card gains Surge. So it just gets Surge. When revealed, Alter Ego Klaw heals 4. So he heals up to 18. Nice. Now it's my turn. That was really good for me. I don't have all that much to do. So I will spend 1, 2, 3, 4 to get an Avengers Mansion. I will draw a card. And then I will pay 2 to get Ironheart out, who will let me draw a card. And I'll save this for next turn. Flip up because I'm full health. And I will... he's at 4. So if I attack him 3 times, I can actually get rid of him. Or I can thwart 4 here. But I want to get rid of losing the card. So B-Cop will grab a threat. And then Doctor Strange will attack for 1 already. He'll attack again, and then Ironheart will attack to take out Radioactive Man. And then I'll ready up. Drop to my hand size. Yeah, okay. Main scheme goes up by 2. Klaw is going to attack me. I'll block with Ironheart. Weapons Runner comes into play. Villain gets a tough status card. Then I get attacked by Weapons Runner. I will block Whirlwind, so I don't take any damage there. And then I get an encounter card. Armored Guard. Okay, so I need to start finding some damage here. Now it's my turn. I'll draw with the mansion. And that resets my deck and deals me an encounter card. So then I'll draw. Wait, no, I already drew. I think from here, already with Doctor Strange. Do I want to flip down here? I don't know. Let's see what I have in my... I'll Spiritual Meditation first. Draw 2, discard 1. I will discard that. I'll Spiritual Meditation again. Draw 2, discard 1. I'll discard this. Okay, so I think I'll get another B cop. And I'll play Professor X. Professor X will confuse the villain and thwart 3. And then the 2 B cops will grab the last 2. And then Doctor Strange will, I think, ping this tough status card off. And then Dazzler will take out Weapons Runner. I think that works. Yep, that works. So I'll ready up. I'm going to start using ready tokens. Okay, I'll draw up to my hand size of 6. And now I can start using my magic blasts now, which is nice. Okay, main scheme goes up by 2. Klaw is going to attack me. I'll block with Professor X. 4 damage. Oh, sorry. Dazzler is actually discarded because I attacked with her. And then Whirlwind attacks me. I'll block with Doctor Strange. I don't take any damage, and then I take 1 from the guard. And then I get dealt 2 encounter cards. Baron Mordo. And then the Immortal Klaw. Okay, so now it's my turn. Yeah, I'll draw a card first. Spider-Man, that's good. So I'll generate a resource. And pay 1, 2. Just 2. For, yeah, generate the resource, and I'll use these 2 to play Miles. He'll come in with 4 attack. I'll attack twice, using my cloak to ready Doctor Strange and then exhaust. Then, I think... Now what do I want to do here? I want a Magic Blast. I'll have to get rid of 1 to do that, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I'll Magic Blast, deal 5 to Whirlwind, and discard the top card of my deck. This mental, I get to confuse him. Okay, and then B Cops will both grab a threat off the main scheme. And I will flip down because everyone's confused that I'm playing against. And ready up Miles, ready up Doctor Strange, ready up my B-Cops, my Cloak and my Helmet, and my Avengers Mansion, draw 6 cards. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 3 this time. Klaw is confused, Whirlwind's confused, Armored Guard has 0 thwart, and then I get 1 card. Whenever you'll spend 1 resource or exhaust each character you control. I'll just exhaust each character. Okay, now it's my turn. I'll draw a card. Protective Ward. 1, 2. Then I'll Spiritual Meditation. Draw 2, discard 1. I will discard Superpower Training. Then I'll use Eye of Agamotto. Protective Ward 3, 4 there. To play Nick Fury, who will let me draw 3 cards. Okay, and then I will use Power of Justice and Master of the Mystic Arts to play Coulson, whose ability doesn't work because I don't have another preparation card right now. And then I will use... I don't want to lose Wong, so I will use... Actually, no. Wong's not that good here. I will pay with Wong to get this down, because that's going to be a big source of damage for me. Now, I'll flip up. Beat Cops will grab... Or of 1 Beat Cop, grab 1 off this. And then Doctor Strange will finish it. Bring him back down to 18. The other Beat Cop will grab a threat off of the main scheme. Coulson will take out Whirlwind. Nick Fury will deal 2 to the guard. The Armored Guard. That ends my turn. Okay, and then I'll drop to my hand size of 6. I decked out, so I get a card, but I got a great hand here. Okay, so I'm going to start trying to damage Klaw. How much health does he have on side 3? 22. He comes in with tough. Yeah, so main scheme goes up by 2. Klaw is going to attack me. I'll block with Nick Fury. 2 boosts. Weapons Runner comes into play. So Nick Fury's actually still around. Weapons Runner attacks me for 1. Armored Guard attacks me for 1. And then I get 2 encounter cards. Exhaustion. Surge and exhaust my identity. Defense Network. And spend a Swarma, exhaust each character I control. I have to spend that. Okay. And then this has 3 threat on it. And now it's my turn. I'll exhaust my mansion to draw a card. I'll pay 4 for Daredevil. Daredevil will thwart 2 off of Defense Network and deal a damage to Weapons Runner. And the B-Cop will grab the last one on there. Finishing this. I'll ready up Doctor Strange. Miles will take out the Armored Guard. Dr. Coulson will take out this. Doctor Strange will ping the tough status card off. And then I will use B-Cop to remove a threat off here. Or I'll move it off Lay the Trap. And then I'll Astral Projection to remove 3 and look at the top card of the encounter deck. So that's just a 2 boost. And for each boost icon, remove additional threat. So it would be 5. So it brings it all the way down to 0. So I'll ready everything up. Draw up to my hand size. Okay, 6. Main scheme goes up by 2. And then Klaw's going to attack me, which I will block with Coulson. So 2 boost cards, 5 damage. Adds another acceleration token to the main scheme. Defeats Coulson. And then I get an encounter card. That's annoying. Counter spell again. Okay. Now it's my turn. I'll spiritually meditate to get rid of counter spell. Then I'll draw a card with Avenger's Mansion. I'll play a Magic Blast onto Klaw, dealing with 1, 2, 3. Yeah, wait. I'll use these 2. So it deals 5 damage and discard the top mental. Confuse that enemy. So Klaw is confused and took 5 damage. Miles will attack for 2. The B-Cops will grab the last threat off the main scheme. Doctor Strange will attack for 2. Or 1. And then Daredevil will attack for 2. Bring him down to 8. I'll ready with the cloak to ready Doctor Strange. I'll flip down. I'll recover for 3. I will play my Sanctum Sanctorum, and then I'll use it to shuffle a spell card from my disc pile in my deck and draw a card. So I'll grab another Magic Blast because I'm looking to beat Klaw here. And then I will discard this because it doesn't work in Alter Ego. And then I'll ready up. Now these B-Cops are big enough now to, wait, I forgot to add a threat to each of them. They're big enough now to take out any Masters of Evil minions I get, which is going to be huge. So 6 cards. Okay, main scheme goes up by 3. Klaw's confused. I get 1 encounter card. Gang up, gain surge. Klaw heals 4 damage. Bringing it up to 13. And now it's my turn. Oh, sorry, that was my health. Bring him up to 12. And now, this should be ready as well. I will draw a card with my mansion. Magical enhancements, that's not half bad. I will shuffle another card. My other, I think I have another Magical Blast in here, do I not? I guess I don't. So instead of a Magic Blast, I will shuffle maybe a Protective Word to protect myself against treacheries. And then draw a card. Got Spiritual Meditation. I'll use that to draw 2, discard 1. I'll discard my Quinn Carrier. I will flip up. I will now pay for magical enhancements, which this combo is really good. And then I can attack for 2. Ready. Attack for another 2. And then I'll use Power of Justice, Zone of Silence, and this to pay for Dazzler. who will confuse Klaw, and she'll attack for 2. And then I will leave these guys around as a blocker. Or actually, no, because I can get Wong out too. The B-Cops will grab another threat off the main scheme. Bring it down to 1. The Protective Ward could be good here, but I think what I'll do actually is I'll just attack with Miles for 2. He'll die to the consequential damage. And then I'll play Wong, who will then attack for 2. And then that's it. And then maybe I can win next turn. Drop to my hand size of 6. Nice. Okay. Main scheme goes up by 3. Claw's gonna attack me here. I will block because I have my magical enhancements right now, so I'm blocking for 3. 3, 4, 5 damage. I take 2. And then I get an encounter card, Tiger Shark, which maybe I can ignore Tiger Shark. Let's count my damage. So he's going to come out with 22. I need to do 26 damage to win here. So I have 1 damage from Doctor Strange. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this could be 10. If I get... yeah, that's 10 damage. That's only 17, so I'm not going to be able to win this turn. But I'll discard this B-Cop to just take out Tiger Shark immediately. And then this B-Cop. Wait, 17. Wait, no. 17 is exactly enough because my Lay the Trap will do... wait, no, that's... no, I'm 2 damage short. Well, let's see. I'll draw a card. Doesn't help with that. So I'll use my Cloak to ready. I'll attack with Wong for 2. That reveals Claw 3. He comes in with a tough status card. I'll ping that off with Doctor Strange. And then I will spend 1, 2, 3 to Magical Blast, dealing 5. I discard, I get a mental, so he's going to get confused again. So it brings him down from 22 to 17. And then I will pay for another 1. And I discard the top card. It's mental, so he's confused again. So it just brings him down to 12. I'll do one final check here. So how much damage do I have? I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So not enough. Yeah, I don't have enough. So yeah, I think from this position, I will just ready with Doctor Strange. Thwart 2 off the main. Thwart 1 with B-Cop. I'll flip down. Yeah, and then counterintelligence will stop the main scheme from finishing. Also, he's confused. I get an encounter card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I ready up all my stuff. And this goes up by 3. Up to 4. Claw doesn't scheme. Then I get another encounter card. Weapons Runner with Surge. Armored Guard. Alter Ego. Claw heals 4. Why does he get that every single time I flip down? Okay, that's weird. Okay, we'll see if I have the damage here. I need 16, right? What's in my hand? I have a magical enhancement. So that means that, like, I need to take out the guard too, though. So I would need to do one attack with Doctor Strange, and then B-Cop takes it out. So then I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a Magic Blast. Or sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thwart that for 5, so that brings it up to 9. Magic Blast deals 14. So I'd have to draw into just slightly more damage. Let's see if I can. I will draw a card. Strength, does that help? I don't know. I'll Spiritual Meditate now. Draw 2, discard 1. That could help. I'll discard this. I will flip up. I'll play Ironheart with this double. Oh, yeah, sorry. I have too many allies out to do that. So I will thwart lay the trap with Dazzler. This bypasses guard with this damage. Bring him down to 11. Dazzler is defeated. Then I'll pay 2 to get Ironheart out. She'll let me draw a card. She'll attack for 1, ping that tough status card. B-Cop will discard itself to take out the card. And now I will discard this B-Cop, play a magical enhancement. So I have 2 attack now. I'll attack for 2. Ready, attack for 2. Then I'll play Magic Blast. 1, 2, 3. Deals 5 damage. Discard the top card. Mental, he's confused. And then Daredevil can just take him out. So yeah, that was a long game. But that was Doctor Strange without his Invocation deck, taking out Klaw on Expert mode. And I did not get particularly lucky because I got Shadow of the Past on like my first turn. So yeah, I hope that can help. So if you made it all the way to here, thank you. That was a really long gameplay for you to sit through. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it helped think about Doctor Strange in a kind of different way instead of just going with like what everyone's saying about the Invocation deck and that the blank card thing. I don't know. I just wanted to add a little bit of discussion to that. And yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You can tell me I'm totally wrong if you want to. That's fine. And yeah, stay zesty, and I'll see you next time. Peace.